Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I've been studying mind mastery and emotional management and energy work and its connection to spirituality for over 25 years. And in this podcast, I help guide you out of your daily struggles in life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. Life is hard, but your daily growth doesn't have to be. Join me 3 times a week as I lead you inward on a healing, connecting, and creating journey. Let's go get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you using words to improve your life. If you're not using words to improve your life, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. One of the very fastest ways to start bringing about massive change in your life. Remember, I am all about massive change. Simple, yet powerful. Go, go, go. It's like, let's make some changes. We have to use different words. And in using different words, we can begin to transform our life. Remember, we start from the inside. Once you can clean up the inside, the outside starts changing. The outside starts changing. We have spent years, our whole entire lives, being taught that the outside world is the reality. It's the experience. It's the thing that we need to try to manipulate and force and coerce into making ourselves feel better. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be controlled into making someone else feel better. I want that to be your job. I want that to be on you, your responsibility. Same as me. I don't want to be coerced into doing something against my will to make someone else happy. Did I grow up in an environment like that? Sure. I had to behave a certain way to make the adults around me happy, to make my mom happy, to make my brother happy, to make my teachers happy in the classroom, to make the priests and the nuns happy in the Catholic Church. And the story went on and on. So I was taught to stay within these boundaries, act a certain way, be a certain person, say certain things to make others happy. Now, I'm not saying that, to encourage you or your kids to act like a bunch of lunatics, but what I am saying is we are taught to go outward and to fit into this predetermined environment and act a certain way to make others happy. So then therefore, when we get older and we become adults, we go, okay, now I'm in charge. And I get to make people do things. I get to be their puppet master and not the puppet. And I get to act a certain way and make people do things that I want them to do to make me happy. When we don't feel good, where do we go? We go to the doctor. We reach for the medicine bottle. We reach for, something that will ease our pain, right? Or we go out to the doctor and ask for a solution about what's going on in our lives. I'm not saying that we don't need to go get some expert opinion. But what I'm saying, though, is when we continuously go outward to find our solutions, we are geared towards whatever they want, whatever their area of expertise is. So take this example. I started having back pain back in like 2012 or 13 or something. And I've been thin and fit my entire life and could do just about anything: running, climbing, jumping, playing, kayaking, bicycling, everything. I mean, I could do it all and I did it all, right? Hence the thin and fit. But then all of a sudden I started suffering from this back pain. And then I had surgery, abdominal surgery, to remove a giant tumor that I created in my stomach, and had that removed in January 2017. I had a full hysterectomy and an oophorectomy, and an oophorectomy is having your ovaries removed. So both my ovaries were taken, only though one of them was bad. The doctor took them both and launched me into menopause. And so it's called artificial menopause. And I was, 40 something. I'm 50 now in 2023. So however long ago that was, and however many years, I was 44 or something like that. And, so that was kind of a journey for me, all of a sudden dealing with some hormone changes and some weight gain and the continued back pain and stuff. So now when I wanted to get to the bottom of this back pain, because everything about my life is about being active. I live in a beautiful area in northern Michigan where anything and everything you want to do is available to you as far as activity goes. We have beautiful lakes and sand dunes. We don't have mountains here, but we have rivers, we have fields, we have trails, we have, you could hike, kayak, biking, and we have trails for biking. It's an amazing, amazing area. Well, when you suffer from back pain like I do, and it's not just this constant pain, sometimes it seizes up. And I'm literally paralyzed with pain, cannot move without excruciating pain. And it has landed me in the emergency room several different times. So I get to this question, which is what I'm trying to get to here. I get to this question with you and I say, okay, I want to solve this problem. I want to solve this back pain problem and get back to a place where I can be active again. And wherever I were to go, if I'm I go to the doctor and he goes, well, here's some medication. I go to the doctor and he recommends a physical therapist. And the physical therapist says, oh, it's your muscular imbalances that are the problem. At the time I was working at a chiropractic office and he says, it's your bone structures that are off and maybe you have some vertebrae issues. I could go to, now those things I did go to, but I can go even further and I could go to an acupuncture and they're going to stick me with needles. I can go to a Reiki therapist and they're going to say it's energy work. I could go to a surgeon. He's going to say you have a slip disc or a herniated something and let's do surgery. I can go to a PT and he says, you're never going to run again. We need to strengthen your something. So we go out into the world and I went to all these places to try to get an answer, a solution. Lo and behold, I got 74,000 solutions, none of which really worked. But what does work is when I go inward and ask the question and I realize that it's blocked energy. I realized that it's held energy from my childhood. So I began working with my coach to release these energetic blockages. And I am on the right path. Now, do I have to do other things in my physical environment to strengthen? Yes. I have some imbalances between my core, my front core muscles and my back core muscles. I have some imbalances from the left to the right. I have some weak glute muscles. Now, all of this doesn't matter. If you know the muscles or not, it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is I still have to do something in the physical world, but I will solve the problem a lot faster if I go inward to ask the question. And so what I'm saying is my words have to change and shift to allow myself to get in there to the core of the issue. I have to go inside. So I start inward. Then it moves to the outside. If I start my focus, my attention, and my concentration inside my body, start working at this energy level, what begins to happen is it moves. I like point the arrows inside my body and I work at this energy. I work with this energy and I clear the blocks and I clear any stuck energy from any time in my whole entire timeline in my life. And now point those arrows from the inside out. Now my physical body, my emotional body, and my environmental experience begins to shift and take place. Okay. Instead of the arrows that start out there, out in my physical experience, all of these things need to shift. The doctor needs to give me an answer. I need to take this medication. I need to do all these other things. I'm looking outward to get the solution when what I do need to do is I need to go inward to find the solution. Okay. Doesn't mean that I don't need a doctor. It doesn't even mean that I don't sometimes need medication to help relax those muscles. Medication, there's a time and a place for medication. It just shouldn't be a lifestyle. Okay. Unless it's keeping you alive. That's different. And even then, I would still continue working at energy and trying to heal your body because that's what our body is. It's a natural healing mechanism. We just don't create the environment to do so. Now let's talk about how we create the environment. First of all, the very first thing that we have to do is change our thinking. And in doing so, we're changing our words. When we change our words and our thinking, it creates different emotional sensations in the body. When we are creating different emotional sensations in the body, we can either kink the hose or we can create more space for flow. So like my analogy of the hose, the garden hose, when the energy, or in this case, the water, is flowing through the hose, healing can take place. If I am kinking the hose with my words, We are preventing the healing from taking place. Do you understand that? So if I have a client who's in pain, physical pain, emotional pain, let's take emotional pain to start. If I have a client who is suffering from anxiety, and I say, okay, let's imagine what life would be like on the other side of anxiety. And she says, but Jen, I've had anxiety my whole life. And I go, okay, do you want to get to the other side of it? And she's like, yes. I said, okay, so let's imagine what life would be like on the other side. And she goes, but you don't understand. My family suffers from anxiety. And I say, I understand. I get it. I understand that. Do you want to get over it? Do you want to get past it? Do you want to heal from it? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Imagine what life would be like on the other side. If you can't, now this is for you. If you can't get to the other side of the ailment, of the emotional pain, it is going to be very difficult and pretty darn near impossible for you to actually get to the other side. That's equivalent to starting your car in the driveway, but never putting it in gear, and then wondering why you're not enjoying Miami sun. Well, because you didn't put the car in gear. If you have pain in your body, physical pain, emotional pain, or environmental pain, and environmental pain is basically all the BS that's going on in your life that creates pain points in you. My car, my dog, my husband, my kids, my wife, my house, my job. That's it. And if it's all negative, like, oh my God, whatever the worry is right now, that's environmental pain. Okay. If you have something like that, here's my suggestion. Get your journal out, get your pencil, and talk about the pain. Write the list down, all of your pain points, and then begin to shift those sentences that create a little bit more space. And when I say space, I want you to picture this. I want you to immediately go to like the top 5 things that are going on in your life right now. And I want you to picture a piece of paper, a big, giant butcher-sized piece of paper that's hung on this big wall. And I want you to take those top 5 things, and I want you to add them, write them in a circle that's on this piece of paper. And the circle is about 2 inches wide in diameter. It's just a small circle. Take your thumb and your middle finger and make a circle. That's about how big this circle is. I want you to write those 5 things in that circle. I'll give you time. Now, it's really hard to do that, isn't it? There's not a lot of space. Now I want you to, on this giant-sized butcher paper, I want you to see a huge, huge circle. Take your arms and make them as wide as you can. That's the diameter of this new circle. And now I want you to write those same 5 things in that circle. Now, what the hell am I talking about? Like, why does this even matter? Look at the difference. The 5 things written in the small circle and the 5 things written in the big circle. Which one has more space for solutions? Well, the bigger circle does. When we create space in our words and in our hearts, energy can start moving. Okay? If I take the same gunk that's in my normal size garden hose and I turn the water on and it's plugged, and now I can take that same gunk and the same size, the same amount, and push it into a fire hose that's a lot bigger of a space. It's a lot bigger diameter. I can run water through there and clean that hose. It's not clogged. So when we're using our words, we can create space for solutions to come in. If we are using words like, I am never going to heal, that is writing your problem in a very small space, in that very small circle. Does not create a lot of space for solutions to come in. If you are saying something like, I have had anxiety my whole life, and so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have it for the rest of my life, you are writing it in the small circle. I want you to write these words down. If you are serious about your progress, if you are serious about your healing and your health, I want you to write these words down because this helps to create space. Here's what we do. We say things like, it's getting better and better, or I am receiving healing. My life is changing every day. Healing is coming my way. things in my life are improving. If we're using these words that create forward momentum, we are now writing our problems in the giant circle. So it's allowing the universe to work with us. And we have to use our words. Now, I'm not talking about disregarding what you're saying. Like you have anxiety, so now you say, I feel peaceful and calm. And you say it out loud and your body goes, oh, no, you don't. You feel anxious. So we're not flipping what the problem is and saying the opposite of it. What we're doing is we're creating space for solutions. We're creating space to create momentum. When you have forward momentum, this is when life gets really good and really fun. What can you do? So take out your journal, write some of the problems down, and I would even suggest creating this image in your head. Write a very small circle, like the size of a nickel on a piece of paper. And then I would write a giant circle as big as you can on that same piece of paper. And then write at the top of there that says, use my words to create space for solutions. And write words like, I am allowing, I am receiving, I am open, I am willing, things are getting better. I tell my clients when we're talking about words and we're working through limiting beliefs or using affirmations or creating some space like this is to use ing words and to use those words that feel better when you say it. When you have a problem and you are talking about it in this finite way, like it's this permanent way, I will have anxiety my whole life. Okay, that's a permanent way to state a temporary problem. When you are saying it in a permanent way, you are perpetuating the problem and thus making it worse. And you're not creating space for the solution. Okay? If we start taking the problem and flipping it around and kind of working with some other ways to talk about it in a way that creates more momentum, creates more space, you're going to get solutions, you're going to get help, you're going to get support, you're going to find answers. And when this starts happening in your life, you're just going to continue the momentum. And you're going to start healing, you're going to start feeling better, your physical ailments are going to start easing up, you're going to start seeing changes in your environment. Things are going to start shifting, but this is where it begins. It begins with our thoughts and our words. So this is my homework for you. Take a piece of paper, draw the teeny tiny circle, and it could be like I said, the size of a dime, just so you could get a real clear image about what your words are like. Teeny, teeny, tiny little circle. Try to write your problems in there or see how you can write your problems in there. Then write a big giant circle on the same page. And what I wrote is, I wrote an arrow pointing to the tiny circle that says no space. And I wrote an arrow pointing to the big circle that says lots of space. And then wrote next to it space to create solutions, answers, help, and support. Because this creates healing. A certain person is going to come into your life that's going to help you, or it's going to provide an answer for you. Then you're going to get ideas. Ideas are going to flow because you're opening the channel for Mother Earth and for source energy to work with you. Okay? You are going to get answers to your solutions. You're going to get a pathway is going to open up. And if it's an emotional, here's what started happening when I was going through depression. When I first had that surgery in 2017, that whole year, I was on like antidepressant medication. I'm like, get me off this stuff as fast as possible. I want to do this a different way. And I started really meditating and going inward and trying to clear this energy and trying to bring all that balance, because everything is energy. And I have the ability to focus on that energy and to put things in a better order. Okay. When that surgery happened, there was lots of discord that happened in my body. Okay. For one, my body was exposed to other people's energy, the surgeon, the nurses, the anesthesiologist, whoever was in that room. My body was exposed to this different energy, created all this discord in my body. So by the time I was done with surgery and out of the hospital, I felt like a completely different person. and not in a good way. Like I felt like I was literally dropped into someone else's body. It was bizarre. It was weird. I didn't like it. I didn't know what to do. Well, you go to the doctor. I went to the surgeon doctor and that nurse, and I went to my personal doctor. And we're getting different answers. I'm like, okay, none of this is helping. So I went to my coach. We started clearing some stuff, started working with some things. And over time, it started to feel better. And now, 6 years later, I'm feeling more like myself. But things are definitely shifting. But it's because I have to go inward to find it. Otherwise, I think I would have spent the rest of my life looking for answers outside of me. So with this, when we start shifting and working on our energy, I want you to try on a couple of things. This is for the advanced person. This is an advanced exercise for someone who's going to work with their words. What I want you to do is I want you to, as you go inward, is when you say something, I want you to stand up. I want you to go inward, bring your awareness to how your body feels on the inside. And I want you to say the sentence about the ailment. Say the belief. I'm never going to feel good. I'm never going to be able to play golf again. I'm always sick. I'm always hurt. I always have depression. Okay. Whatever your sentence is. And I want you to feel how it feels on your body. Then I want you to turn around and just face the other way. So you're turning your back on that belief. And I want you to turn around and I want you to say something like, I am receiving healing, or my life is getting better and better, or I'm really curious of what solutions will come my way. Say one of the other sentences, something that carries a little bit more of positive momentum, and feel the difference. This is for the advanced person. When you do this right away, you may not feel a difference, but this is a great practice and a great awareness to try on words. You want to start saying things that feel better. You want to start expressing, even if you're going to talk about your ailment, start expressing it in a way that creates a lot of space. I want to say something about my depression or my anxiety or my car breaking down or my relationship with my kids or my relationship with my spouse or, anything, my money situation, my job situation. And I want to say it in a way that creates space. So I can say, okay, well, my job really sucks right now, but I'm hoping it's going to get better and better. I'm hoping that I will find a great solution. I am receiving ideas and help and support from the universe. When we start creating from this space, you're creating from that bigger circle. Now the universe can come to your aid. And that's what we want. That is the point that I'm trying to make in today's episode. So I hope this found you well. I hope this is a way for you to really start working with your energy, working with your beliefs, and listening, becoming aware of the words that you're using when you're talking about those things that you want to change. Okay? So give this a try, work it out. If you need help, I have a 90-day group coaching program, Rise Up and Heal, coming up March 21st. It starts March 21st. If you want more information about that, please reach out to me. Friend me on Facebook, Jen Mac, JenMac. Send me a message, send me an email at themeditationroomtc@gmail.com. Tell me you want some information about the group coaching program. We take this level deeper, and then you get all the support, the container, the community, the connection with others, all while we learn these new techniques and skills. I hope to find you in our group one day. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening. And if you were inspired by this episode and are looking for healing, transformational growth, and a community to show up in, then please join me on Facebook under Jen Mac, JenMac. Friend me and follow me. You can also reach out to me via Messenger to see when my next program begins so we can work together to bring about your healing, deepen your connections, and start to create your bold, beautiful life. Also, if you are inspired by my podcast, please share your opinion in a review so others can be inspired too. Keep growing, going, and transforming, and keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration.